You could shoot for hours and still not get it in one take. Or you could shoot it with a second camera and make it feel like a seamless video. Hey guys, I'm Patrick Fuller, and today we're going to be talking about how to use a second camera to give you a little bit of relief while shooting your videos. But I thought instead of just telling you to use a second camera, I thought we'd zoom out a little bit and talk about where to position the camera and how to make it feel like a seamless video. Now, most YouTube content uses jump cuts, like that one, where basically we're taking two different takes or two different clips and stitching them together, and effectively the angle is the same, but the subject may have moved differently or hands differently, in fact making it a jump cut. Now, the best part about a jump cut, especially for YouTube, is that the audience accepts it. But what happens if you're trying to make a commercial or something for a client, or you just want to make something seamless without jump cuts? And yes, you could use B-roll to put over the top of those two clips right where the cut is, effectively making it feel like a seamless take. But for today's concept, let's pretend we can't do that. Before we get started, let's talk about some of the basics that you need to know. First things first, you don't need the same camera body, and you definitely don't need the same lens. However, it would be incredibly helpful if the lens was about the same aperture or could at least get to the same f-stop, and it was about the same kind of quality lens. And where you set up the second camera does matter, as does the zoom or focal length that you're shooting, as well as the rule of thirds comes into play, so you're definitely going to want to understand that. Now, from a zoom and a rule of thirds perspective, on the zoom, if I'm shooting my primary camera at kind of a mid-torso and up or a medium shot, then I want to have more of a tight shot on the second camera where I'm hitting the shoulders and higher, maybe even just the head. Now, from a rule of thirds perspective, I want to be off to the left in this case so that I look like I'm looking forward and there's plenty of space in front of me. Because if I scoot my chair forward here and I'm on the right rule of thirds, it looks just a little bit awkward having room behind me. It just looks like I might even fall off the camera. Now, for positioning, we want to position our second camera at about 30 degrees off center from the primary camera. So if you're thinking about it from a clock, the primary camera is at 12, and if I was to set my secondary camera at, let's say, 3 o'clock or maybe a 45-degree angle, it's just gonna look a little off. It's just gonna look weird. So I like to set it at maybe a 1 or a 2 o'clock. It gives me a really nice 30-ish degree angle. And here's a pro tip. You can really sell the seamless transitions from take to take by cutting on movement. Okay, so by now I'm hoping you caught on to my little game, switching the hats between the different takes. It's a little bit obvious, I know, but I'm hoping it made a point for you. If you got something out of this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. You can really sell the seamless transitions from take to take by cutting on movement.